finally, we're going to try to touch on choosing the right real estate agent to sell your home. If you do decide the for sale by owner route doesn't work for you, how do you choose the right real estate agent? Just things to look at. Experience selling homes in your local market. So I believe I can sell homes almost anywhere in Maryland and DC, but some areas are unique. You know, some areas closer to the water. If I don't feel as though I've sold houses there, I'm just going to be upfront with the seller. Hey, I think I can get the job done, but I haven't sold here. I would really appreciate if you trust me with this. I'll give you my best effort. I'll do the research. I have resources in the area I can tap into, but I haven't sold here. That's my job, to be transparent to the seller. But as a seller, you need to make sure this person has sold in this area. But it doesn't necessarily mean because they haven't sold it, they can't get it done. You just need to make sure, okay, you don't have the experience. Do you have the drive? Either or, but experience is good. Sometimes, though, hunger beats experience. Think about it. Even the David and Goliath story, when you think about it, David was inexperienced, but he had the drive, right? And most of the people on his camp were scared, even though they had all the experience. Sometimes experience holds people back. So it's not always the end all be all, but make sure people have experience. Or if they don't, at least they have the drive, right?
Thinking about selling your home? Don't waste your money on expensive courses that overpromise and underdeliver. Our free home sellers training course gives you the exact strategies you need to sell your home fast and for top dollar without spending hundreds on other programs. Click the link in the description now to get started. Stop wasting money, start selling smarter today.
Proven track record with recent sales and a strong list to sell price ratio. So they listed, were able to sell it. The percentage of list to sell ratio, right? Deep knowledge of neighborhood pricing trends and buyer demands. You need to look into this. Strong marketing strategy, professional photos, video, online exposure, and social media presence can help. Also, just an agent that's known in the area, right? Clear pricing strategy backed by data, not just promises. Some people talk a good game. I'm willing to walk away from listings if I feel as though you're trying to overprice it, you know, because pricing it properly really works or helps. Effective communication and responsiveness throughout the process. So one thing I do personally is every week a seller should hear something from me regarding their house, even if nothing is happening. Constantly texting. This home that's for sale right here, I was here maybe a few days ago, texted with the seller, even yesterday, you know, constantly, even though it's even been on the market for quite a while right now. I'll be honest with you, the market isn't moving, but the seller is even confident in what I've done to the point where, okay, it's the winter time, we might take it off the market and put it back on in a couple of months. Because they know what I do as far as the work, you know. But some agents, when the house doesn't sell, for instance, like this one, they just shut down and they're afraid to talk to the seller because they feel as though they failed the seller. If I feel like I did everything I could and it's priced accurately, the market is just unresponsive, I still will let you know that. So when you are willing to put it back on the market, I'm still top of the line because, you know, hey, this person communicated with me. Just leaving a seller in limbo, as most agents do, is terrible, right? So you always want to send an email. I do a weekly recap. Hey, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. We're not able to sell. We got showings. I did an open house. Nobody came through. Maybe we need to consider repricing, or maybe we take it off the market, wait till the spring. Whatever it may be, communicate, right? It's better for me to over communicate and the seller say, all right, man, I know you're working. Then what are you doing? What are you doing to sell my house? You know, hey, I posted this here, I did that, I did this, I did that, you know. I ran these ads. So the seller knows you're working, right? All right, so effective communication and responsiveness throughout the process. Even when you get an offer and you're under contract, you should get an agent that's going to communicate each process to you. Hey, the inspection is going to be done at this time. Hey, there's going to be a final walkthrough at this time. Hey, we need the repairs done at this time. Just constantly is on top of it. You know, the transaction coordinating a phase of the deal to see it all the way through. Some agents, they sign these contracts and they just kind of forget about things, you know, and deadlines come and then they put you at a disadvantage as a seller because you don't meet your deadlines, right? Skilled negotiation to maximize the sale price and favorable terms, honest advice on your home preparation, repair, and staging. So just one thing I found out, I'm willing to walk away from a deal than just be hell-bent on getting a listing. I buy snacks, print flyers, run ads, sometimes even spend money on minor touch-up repairs. And if I don't sell the house, I lose. You know, so the goal is not to list, it's to sell. So I'd rather be honest with the seller up front than take a listing that's not going to sell. You know, the goal is not to list the house, it's to sell the house. So be aware of agents that just come and just promise you things to get a listing. You know, it's better to look for an agent that will be honest with you than one that just tells you what you want to hear, right? Because at the end of the day, you're going to despise them when that house doesn't sell and they've overpromised and underdelivered. Transparent commission structure and contract terms. You know, in the state of Maryland, it's actually law. The seller needs to know what the commission structure is. It's not a dollar amount that is etched in stone. Everything is negotiable, but you need to know that as a seller. So transparent commission structure and even the listing terms is actually illegal in Maryland for you to just have an open-ended listing. There needs to be an expiration date on that listing contract. Once again, I'm licensed in DC and Maryland, but we're going to say access to a strong network of buyer agents, buyers, and vendors. You know, I think my database right now is going on maybe 20-something thousand contacts, you know. So you need somebody in the area that can access this, you know, has buyers on standby. You know, sometimes people say, oh, I want a listing agent. A buyer's agent sometimes can get your home sold faster because they're dealing with a lot of buyers. Think about that. If they're dealing with a lot of buyers in the area, you may want somebody who's working with buyers, you know, in the area. In the area is key. Positive client reviews, testimonials, and referrals. What I like to do sometimes is just send potential sellers a page of my sales and reviews by customers. That speaks for me, and I leave it at that, right? But it's better when they say self-praise is not a recommendation. I can come and praise myself all I want to, but a real recommendation is when a client says, this agent did this for me. You know, familiarity with local contracts, disclosures, and regulations. So this is key when you got an agent that doesn't know what's required in certain areas. Like, for instance, in Washington County, there are these agricultural disclosures that need to be made, similar to Charles County. If you are 1,000 feet away from the Chesapeake Bay, there are these disclosures about, you know, the conservation things that need to be put in place. I'm just saying every area has different things and different requirements. You need an agent that knows all these requirements because it just makes it easier on the transaction. You know, that's why most commercial agents don't necessarily like working with residential agents, because they got to do all this work. The residential agent doesn't know all the steps and the procedures. So they feel as though they're going to work for both agents. So I don't want to do that. Clear plan for showing schedules and buyer feedback. Once again, for me personally, is that weekly update and email as to what's going on. Professional presentation and representation of your home. It just goes to photography, videos, staging, things of that nature. Trustworthiness and alignment with your selling goals. So you need to be on the same page with your listing agent. Well, we're going to wrap it up right there. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Like the video. And I have something in the description for you, which is a home seller's guide, and it's free of charge. You can get that in the description down below. Thanks for watching.
Your ultimate hub for real estate insights, breaking news, entrepreneurial wisdom, investing strategies, and self-development hacks. If you're ready to expand your mind and stay ahead of the game floor, you're in the right place. Subscribe now. Your future self will thank you.